Hey there citizens, Black here from Casa Black Gaming, and this week was worth rounding up in Star Citizen news, so here we are. Please support the channel by liking if you like, and subbing if you think I offer up content worth subbing to, and if you really like bad dad jokes, you can hop on over into my Discord or watch me stream on Twitch, where I will also discuss all things Star Citizen and lots of worthless 80s and 90s pop culture. Alright, so this week we had a decent roadmap roundup with some notable changes. The Montreal team decided to split the Derelict Reclaimer Points of Interest card up into two, retaining the original card and adding a Derelict Space Missions card, which is on track to be in the Q2 3.17.2 delivery window. They also committed to several features for 3.17.2 due to pass their final review, so our little switch and bait update of 3.17.2 is looking pretty beefy with the additional Lagrange points, Derelict Reclaimer Settlement Point of Interest, and the Derelict Space Missions as mentioned before. They also committed to AI planetary navigation, which will allow NPCs to see the light of day for the first time and be standing on chairs outside of stations or trying to kill us depending on the server performance on that day. Now, illegal delivery missions are also committed, which I'm looking forward to and happy to get my scoundrel groove on with. The Siege of Orison is also greenlit, which is no surprise as it was heavily featured by streamers during Invictus and should be something to enjoy, if only once by me and some buddies. The progress tracker was also extended out beyond 2022 for the first time, so it's looking like 2023 might just really happen like as a year, and all because time only moves forward when CIG says it can. We got the awesome titled Vehicle Munching deliverable added, which, cool name aside, says it will transform large chunks of metal and transform those into refinable materials using a grinding feature. So grinding and munching seems like the perfect gameplay loop. Freight elevators are moving on up, and if you thought regular elevators were death traps, just wait until you have to contend with elevators and cargo all in the same enclosed space. So let's hope they get rope climbing in soon so medics can reach our fallen, trapped, and mangled bodies covered in laranite down at the bottom of an elevator shaft. Now, all jokes aside, I'm looking forward to all of the freight changes coming, even if that means it will take more time to load or offload materials and the process becomes much more manual. The profits will need to adjust in order to make things worthwhile, or if you have to hire others or split profits, because as they are right now, things like trading are not exactly super profitable for most and is more just some peaceful gameplay you choose to do rather than a solid profitable venture you do besides bounties or mining. There will soon be a new player experience, which is a good thing, and I'm glad to see it, even if it might take some of my beginner guide videos and make them useless. There's still so much to learn in Star Citizen that I welcome some competition. More animations are on the way, showing players interacting with ship controls and items, so like pushing buttons and flicking switches, etc., which adds to the overall immersion, and I'm assuming it will be something similar to the Gladius experience you have when entering the cockpit, but for more ships. The Aegis Retaliator base variant is getting some building and balancing, and that was about all that note said, so not sure what that will entail. The Anvil Crucible, which is the repair ship that will be sorely needed in Pyro and beyond, was added to the vehicle content EU team schedule, and I know many are looking forward to this, and even though it's not on my radar right now, I believe all orgs will need one or many. And finally, room depressurization is being removed due to the priority on salvage, which I am okay with because screw room depressurization, because salvaging has been moved too many times already, so let's get that knocked out, and then we can have yet another thing that kills us when we forget our helmets. Now, moving on to the Inside Star Citizen this week, we got an overview of who the Nine Tails are, what they want, and where we'll see them next, which is of course the aforementioned Siege of Orison, coming with the 3.17.2 patch within the next month. The really big and juicy news though was the trading kiosk rework that they are currently working on with some awesome footage to boot. Now, this is not an overhaul of the actual trading system because that cannot possibly happen until physicalized cargo is implemented with the 3.18 patch coming in the fall, but reworking the UI and look at the kiosk to make it more known the status of an item, whether or not it's in stock or not, is something that should help players better plan their routes. The biggest changes will deal with updating inventory count, so if a shop is full of a resource you are trying to sell, your inventory inventory will not show removed, so you're not confused if the sale took place or not. If the inventory you are wanting to purchase is actually empty or out of stock, it will show you that in real time, so you're not left wondering if you can buy something. You will be able to go into a shop and know what it buys or sells without wondering any longer, which should really help new players who I see daily asking where they can sell X item at. The kiosk will also show the items in your ship even if it does not want those items or if they're illegal, but you will still see that your items are in your ship, so you know that this kiosk is not bugged out and just not wanting to take your items, so you can then know not to bring them back to that shop. The visuals have also been updated to show your cargo ship in the center of the screen, and the various shops will be themed, so you know right away that the kiosk you are at is in Grimhex or Orison or what have you. And most importantly for us space truckers out there is that they know things are rough and promising that help is coming. This was very welcome news for me, as space trucking is something I enjoy and want it to become competitive with the other major money makers in the game, as I've mentioned earlier. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this week's news. If there's anything cool in tomorrow's Star Citizen Live, I'll mention it next week. Otherwise, I hope everyone has a great weekend. Remember to be kind to your fellow gamers, honk your space truck horn for all the little kitties you pass along the space highway, and stay positive, citizens.